and I'm finally back in Malta. Feels really, really good to be back on the island and back in my apartment, even though there's a lot of construction going on still, so you might gonna hear that in the background sometimes when I'm filming. I have kept going on and kept interviewing a lot of people during my time abroad and also obviously now when I'm back in Malta. I want you to be introduced today to a person who has a really inspiring biography. She is a senior team lead and commercial partner at NetEnt, but she's also been starting initiatives for bullying back in Lebanon. She's been a sales person her entire life. She has been a spokesperson at UNESCO headquarters, and she is also an award-winning entrepreneur. So please meet Nour El Assaad from NetEnt.
Great. So why don't you introduce yourself and let everybody know who Nour is. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name properly, first of all.
Yeah, Nour, exactly.
Nour, okay, great.
Yeah, so Nour El Assaad, I am a senior commercial partner for NetEnt Live. I'm also a team lead for one of the teams here and the commercial team for the live casino. I came to NetEnt almost a year ago now, 11 months. Actually, I came to Malta only in August 2019. I did not come from the industry. I was not in the iGaming before. I came from e-commerce and marketplace. I used to be the marketing manager of a company called Kareem, which was the ride-hailing app, leading ride-hailing app in the Middle East. And then we got acquired by Uber. So now it's an Uber subsidiary. And then I moved to Malta to the iGaming industry and a more B2B role, whereas my role as a marketing manager before was B2C. So that's a bit of a backdrop about myself and when I came to Malta and the iGaming industry.
And how have you found the iGaming industry so far? I mean, I guess you kind of get thrown into it and have been dealing with a lot of interesting stuff and projects so far.
Yeah. So basically, it's a whole different world. I have to say that it's very different, especially from where I come from. I come from Lebanon. I love working in the iGaming industry because it feels that on a personal level, there's a lot of ownership and there's a lot of hunger to deliver, and there's a lot of hunger for the numbers and doing more and more. As an iGaming industry, before me deciding to take the step into my career and shift industries, if that's one way to put it into words, I read a lot about it, and actually that's just the beginning. And I think everyone knows that even though it's been there for a while, there are certain markets the iGaming has not tapped into, and everything's changing. So it's just the beginning. So I like to be part of something that is not new but relatively growing and scaling.
I mean, it's so global. So you can work pretty much from any country in the world, and the world is your market, which is very interesting. Are you looking into US more and more?
Yeah, so actually that's what I wanted to say. So basically, the iGaming is a multi-billion-dollar industry and still has not tapped into the US or starting to tap into the US. Imagine how it is when market entry happens. So the US is something I'm personally looking forward to see how this will shift everything, how will shift perception, how it's going to shift for operators, what's the competition there. Of course, it's a different audience. Coming from live casino, you're going to see it more and to focus on poker and these sort of games, maybe the game shows. For me, it's going to be a learning experience, but it's something I'm definitely looking forward for.
Can imagine. And if you're going to tell people in your surrounding or people watching this, what is your actually, key role on a day-to-day basis? What is it that you actually do?
Now, on a day-to-day basis, I think, just like any account manager role, it combines sales. But one thing that I have the liberty to do on a personal level, I'm very data-driven. I come from a high-scale industry, in my previous role. So I love data. I like making sense to numbers. So when it comes to my role and as well other commercial partners within NetEnt Live, it's us combining data and consulting customers to what works for them as well, because our role is mostly like consultants. So at the end of the day, we want what's the best for us, of course, but at the end of the day, we want what works for both, for the customer as well, because at the end of the day, we are trying to build a relationship, and it's not a relationship that's only a couple of months or just to get things done. On a personal level, I'd like to build a long-lasting relationship with my customers, and you only build that when you start establishing trust with your customer, and you can establish trust with your customer when it comes to numbers in an industry like ours. And it's by actually carefully managing the account, telling them what works, what are the trends, what's happening elsewhere, feeding them with insight. So it is an account manager role, but I think at the end of the day, without data and without being on top of what's happening everywhere in the trends, it's better to do that, because that's where you become more valuable to your account and as well to the company. When it comes to NetEnt Live, we're trying to attract some native speaking dealers. So we are always out there for the hunt for the talent, because at the end of the day, we as well want to improve our operational offering and our portfolio.
What would you say have been the most rewarding about your job at NetEnt so far?
Personal level, because at the end of the day, you need. I do love this quote that says, "Do what you love," because it's not gonna be as if you're working a job; it's just part of your life. So first of all, the team that we have, that's very rewarding, because for me, I am able to work and thrive and in a very highly proactive team, where as well there's a lot of synergies and chemistry as team members. So this is rewarding for me. And as well, one thing that's rewarding is results. I'm a very results driven person, very goal oriented, very quick to do stuff. So as long as I see the results happening, what's my goals, the numbers happening, that's alone my motivation and my drive every day to come to work and do what I like.
What is key for your business and your team in general to be successful and reach your goals?
This, I've learned that I tried to move forward. I did this mistake, but I did this win. So a high level of awareness, first of all, and then oh my God, I think I kind of forgot your question.
No, I just meant as a team leader, and for your colleagues and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you have the clear goals that you need to reach, I guess, on a monthly or even daily or weekly or quarterly basis. So what is key for you and your team to reach those goals? How do you steer your colleagues towards the right way?
The awareness, of course. We sit together, what do you want, what's your plan, what are the achievements that you plan to take out of this week, this month, this quarter. It can be number driven, it can be personal driven, and you can only achieve this when you sit with your team and you have this open conversation and feedback session, and it always goes back both way. And I think this is the key thing that pushes teams forward, having a very good relationship with your team, because the influence and the trust starts within, and then that's only when you can drive your team forward. So the high level of awareness, knowing the plan of action, and as well, I think it's the collaboration and the collaboration that happens, in stand-ups and weekly meetings. We share with each other what happened, what can we learn from this, colleague. And at the end of the day, I think, as I said, I'm a very number-driven person, always having this value, okay, results, let's say, numbers, what have we done, what is a highlight, and having these sort of meaningful conversations.
When you started NetEnt and when you became a team leader, did you have someone that you were admiring and a person that you were taking inspiration from in order to become a great team leader?
I did look up to two specific people from the industry. It's my direct manager and also the director who is his direct manager. So it's Anders Rengifo, who I looked up to, and as well Simon Field. And I think that so Anders is a very special character. He's achieved a lot and reached where he is. So I took certain characteristics of what caring about people and leading the team and trusting and giving people ownership. This is something that I learned from Anders himself, or one of the things that I've learned. And my direct manager, Simon, I've learned about, how everything is part of something else, how influence is important in the business, how the notion of, trying, to do better every day and pushing us, leading from behind, are certain leadership qualities that allowed me to progress in my role, but also gain the industry knowledge and what makes us succeed in as well in our day-to-day.
And it's funny that you mentioned Andres, because I used to work with him as well back in the day. So he's a really nice guy. When I saw him, at work, he was always kind of, the leader with a smile. Cool, he's probably gonna like this when he watch it.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, yes.
Yeah.
So when you're not working, and I know you work a lot, what do you do on your spare time? Do you have like, who is Nour? What will you do when you're not working on Saturday?
Okay, I don't want to sound geeky, but I learn. There's always something that every month or 2 or 3, whatever, I decide, okay, so there's something I need to learn. I'm addicted to learning. So it's like studying something, not only business related, watching videos about TEDx's, getting inspired, opening my horizon is something that I like to do in my free time. And also I'm in addition to my 9 to 5, if we can call it this way, job, I'm a life coach. So I took my professional coaching degree a couple of years ago, and actually in my spare time, even after work, when I have time in the weekends, I have my coaching clients. I coach clients on a personal level, self-development level, but as well on a professional level and career level. So that's what I do in my free time. Learn, try to coach people into getting what they want and achieving their goals. And as well, having a bit of fun on the island. I was born in Lebanon, the Mediterranean, so I love the Maltese as well, Mediterranean vibes, and I try to make the best out of it.
Inspirational. I mean, I would maybe, if someone asked me the same question, I would probably say that I like to eat great dinners. I like to, eat a thing, be very dorky, hang out with my friends. No, but it's a great thing. We always need to continue to learn new things and be inspirational for each other. If someone watching this and want to do what you do today, or going to be like, okay, she's so inspirational, what would you give them as an advice, in terms of if you had some, you study something special, or, when you decided to apply for the job, if they want to be Nour one day, what would you do?
No pressure.
Sure at all.
Okay, what would I tell someone? It's know what you want, but as well be aware that great plans always can change, and that they have to be agile to adapt to certain life situations. I have to be honest, when I graduated from college, or when I was a kid back at school, I did not see myself doing what I'm doing now. But because I know where the world is going to and the industry trends, it is natural for me to be, as they say, malleable or agile, or fix my path to, at the end of the day, reach my ultimate goal, which is be successful at what I do, no matter what I am doing. And that's what matters, the end goal. And anything during, this path there can change, as long as we can satisfy it there. But as well, always have this eagerness to learn and, be aware, learn, find your own ways on how, to grasp information, because everyone is different. People like to learn by experience, or people like, to be learning in theory. Just whatever it is, never stop learning. When I was a kid, my parents thought that I wanted to be a doctor, and my mom was encouraging me, but she's like, okay, but a doctor, you should never stop learning, you should always be up to date with everything. And the other day I was calling my mom, I'm like, listen mom, I don't think the doctor is the only career that would keep a person wanting to learn. It's any career now in the 21st century. So if you want to succeed, keep on learning. I think everyone can make it if they just know what they want.
Exactly, and just work hard for it. I mean, it's such a cliche, but it's really true, and you just need to find your own way as well of how to do it, I think. Take inspiration from others, as you said, keep on learning, and then one day you're going to find your own niche of how to do things. So you're going to end up just doing your thing. So what are your plans for today? It's Friday, so finish work and
finish a bit of the work. I like Fridays, they help you focus. Actually, I'm catching up with few clients as well. It's been a while, I haven't seen them. Actually, that's the first time I see them after Corona. Nice team gathering and off for a weekend.
Perfect. I'm gonna do the same. I'm not gonna meet a lot of clients today, but I'm gonna enjoy being back in Malta. So
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Gonna look forward to post it online and tell the world about Nour and NetEnt.
Yeah, thank you. And great then. I think that's about it. And see you soon. See you in Malta.
Absolutely.